Ah, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker with your host, Isaiah. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for supporting this channel. Shout out to everybody in the Bucks community. Keep supporting the Bucks as usual. Come on in, everybody. It's 5 o'clock. It's time to talk. Preview time. Preview time. Come on in. Let's get to chatting about this Battle of the Bays, as I call it. Val, Zah, what up, man? Eli, what's up? Jamie Clark. Oh, got a new security job at Raymond James. Okay, so wait, where you at? I mean, what you on the field? That's public safety, by the way. What you on the field? What you just around? I mean, like, where you at? Mama for Christ. Josh, what's up, man? You good, man? I know how I feel. I used to work at the Dome. Pass some time off. I met some good people. Oh, you in the tunnel? Congratulations. Let's put this on the screen here, man. Congratulations. Everybody give a round of applause to Eli. Mr. Sutton, he's not working at the Dome. I mean, he's not working at Ray J as a security personnel in the tunnel, so he get to see all the players. That's on the. Are you on the Buck side or the visitor side? And you behind the players. Oh, you right there. You get to see everybody. Look, man, I'm coming down there. I'm just saying, I need to get on that field. You know what I'm saying? Before the game start, I just need to get on that field. Because before the game start, like an hour before the game start, they tend to let the families and friends and just because I did it here at the Dome when the Bucks played the Saints a couple years ago. Me and my daughter was there, and one of the guys I knew I used to work with, he was at the game too, and he knew some guys on security, the lead security guy, and we ended up getting on the field. I had my daughter on the field for like 20, 30 minutes, on the sideline watching Mike Evans and them warming up and all that. So I need to get on that field. Just, about an hour before the game start, hour and a half. Take some pictures and everything, I'll be coming down there now. I'll holler at you. Anyway, let's get down to business. This is not a locker room discussion. Sorry, my Pirates and Sea Bandits. Locker room discussions tend to go a little bit too long. That's usually for Fridays. But I was trying to start something different, like during the week, Monday through Thursday. I'm gonna try to do a lot of solos and some one-on-ones, and then the big locker room discussion is for Fridays. It's kind of like a recap of what we talked about during the week, and just talk about the game, stuff like that. But Monday through Thursday, no locker room discussions. Just I'll bring a couple people on one-on-ones, and that's about it during the week. Because locker room discussions during the week, they tend to go way too long, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a night. I can't keep doing that. So that's just way too long. Fridays, I'm okay with that. So, and not all Fridays, but some Fridays I do it. So, but the Bucks versus Packers. The Tampa Bay Bucks finally back at home after 2 road games. Jerry's World, Dallas Cowboys. The New Orleans Saints and the Caesars Superdome. We came out of that 2-0. Now we got 3 straight home games, starting out with the Packers, the first one. So, in comes the Green Bay Packers, the Cheeseheads, the Frozen Tundra. Look, I don't want to see a lot of Green Bay Packer fans at Raymond James Stadium. Do you understand that part? I don't want to see a lot of cheeseheads, green and yellow, at Raymond James. Bucs fans, don't sell your tickets to these Packer fans. Don't do that. Shame on you if you do that. Sell it to other Bucs fans. And if you're going to sell it to the Packers fans, upcharge. You feel me? Look out for your Bucs, fellow Bucs people, but you upcharge those Packer fans, right? If you're going to sell them, right? So the Packers are 1-1. The Bucs are 2-0. Just based on my little research, I've been watching the Packers' first 2 games to get an idea what they like to do. This is why I want to explain something to y'all. And this goes for every team, right? Especially like teams like the Packers, they got a lot of talent on their roster. When you look at their roster, they got a lot of talent overall, right? And what's up, Cody? Brent, what's up? The way the Packers look week 1 was totally different in week 2. And I'm gonna keep reiterating this. You're not gonna know what all these teams. You're not gonna know what they really are until the middle of the season. At the rising action, the rising point, right at that week 8, 7, 8, 9 range. That's when you're gonna find out what type of team it is. It's kind of hard to gauge a team in any sport at the very beginning of the season. Yeah, you got your teams that's gonna play well. It's gonna look good coming out the gate. But the key is, can you sustain that over a season? We see it across sports, NBA, Major League Baseball, college football. Teams start out hot, and then when things get a little tough, injuries started mounting up, and games get a little tighter. The schemes get a little tighter. Games get more interesting. Now, this is week 3. Still early. Now, if your team is playing well, shouts out to them, because that's what you want. You want your team to start out good. But there will be a time things get a little rough. So as I bring it back to the Bucs and Packers game, both of these teams got Super Bowl aspirations, right? Super Bowl quarterbacks, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL history, whether it's numbers or just the player himself. So when you have a quarterback like that, every game you play, unless they have a straight up bad game, you're pretty much going to be in, especially quarterbacks that don't turn the ball over. We know Aaron Rodgers don't turn the ball over, just from a player standpoint, right? So what the Bucs have faced the first 2 weeks, right? And I'm not even going to look at it from where the Bucs played the Packers last time and they blew them out. Yeah, that was. You see what I'm saying? Whatever happened then doesn't connect to now. You wish, what's up? Cody, what's up? And if how the Bucs secondary in particular has played in the first 2 games, tremendously good. There is no doubt about that, especially Jamel Dean and Antoine Winfield Jr., right? We were able to get to Dak, pressure him, got him hurt. Game number 2 was able to get to Jameis Winston, sack him 6 times. He threw 3 interceptions, including pick 6. Now, one of my hashtags is hashtag probability versus possibility. Yes, there's a possibility Aaron Rodgers can throw interceptions. But history shows the probability is extremely low. So we can't bank on Aaron Rodgers turning the ball over. Now, if he turns the ball over, great. Great, right? But that's out of his character. So we can't bank on Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 3 picks. The possibility is there, of course, but the probability is extremely low because history shows he doesn't do that. His touchdown to interception ratio is what? Number 1 in NFL history? The key to getting to Aaron Rodgers is basically jumping on him early, if that makes sense. Aaron Rodgers is kind of and as I watched him play, he's kind of a front runner. Low-key front runner. Because when things are going bad, his body language is horrible. And it's usually when you jump on the Packers early, offensively. When a team's defense, and this is throughout all his career, when you jump on the Packers. Oh, is that a Packers fan? Hey, come on into the locker room, Packers fan. You want to come and talk to me for a second about that? I mean, you can come on in. Kenneth Harris, you want to discuss your team, a healthy debate, healthy discussion in the locker room. I can send you the link and you can come on in here and back what you just said. Are you okay with that? Let me know, Kenneth Harris, and I'll send you the link. I'll put the link in the chat room and you can just click on it and you come on in here and you tell me about your team, because I'm going to go down your team, but I don't know your team like that. So maybe you can give me some more insight about your team. I'm just saying. Let's put it out there, man. You know. But anyway, so the history shows when you jump on Aaron Rodgers early, he gets frustrated, his body language change, and he pretty much checks out the game early because Aaron Rodgers is very emotional. Prima donna, babyish. He's very emotional. Now, the older Aaron Rodgers. So when you jump on him early and frustrate him early, basically like the first quarter or early second quarter, because he doesn't tend to play bad as the game. If he plays, if you notice Aaron Rodgers when he plays well, because he's had some average games where he didn't throw any picks, but he wasn't frustrated right away. He just kind of played the game. But when he gets frustrated, he checks out early and often. Now, it don't happen all the time, but it happens quite a bit as far as lately. The games that the Packers just look bad, he checked out early, first quarter. We saw a couple, with the Bucs and Packers game not too long ago. When the Bucs jumped on the Packers, the Packers was up 10-0. He threw the pick. I think it was Jamel Dean. Was it Jamel Dean? I think it was. And he checked out. So if the Bucs can frustrate Aaron Rodgers and get him to check out early, that's better for us. That'll up our chances of winning the game because Aaron Rodgers' throws get a little sloppy because his throws is not as crisp as it used to be. Now, he can still swing the ball. He can still sling that ball with the best of them, but just to Aaron Rodgers' standard, it's been a little iffy the last couple of years, especially when games he check out. So it's very, very imperative, very important that the Bucs find a way to get to him early. And we're going to start with the Bucs first. Every game is always about matchups. As I reviewed the Packers tape, all 22, got a chance to look at it a couple times. I looked at the condensed game version, and then I looked at the all 22 tape. Saw a couple things that I want to point out, what they like to do. All right. So Bucs matchup defensively, because I'm gonna start with the Bucs defense since that's the one that's been holding it down for right now. Bucs defensively, outstanding, top 5. On number 2 and number 1 in a lot of number one in a lot of categories. Let me emphasize that. Number 1 in a lot of categories, major categories. Top 5 defense, right? After 2 weeks. Packers run game. We're going to start there based on what I've seen. Interesting style of running they doing right now, because the Packers used to run a lot of zone concepts. But from what I've noticed and what I read and watching tape, they do a lot of pulling. I guess you can call it like little mini wham blocks or pin blocks. They pin the backside D lineman from the chasing standpoint. And their running game now, it's more lateral to get to the edge. Now they have some design concepts to go up the middle, some wham blocking and some counters like that. But they do a lot of pin pulls, if that makes sense, or pull pin or pin pulls. That's where the center and guard are always pulling. They did it a lot in their last game, successfully. The center, Josh Myers, and their guard, Jake Hansen, I guess he's playing guard, but they did it successfully to a stingy Chicago Bears defense. Chicago Bears played them the best they could. I like their secondary too. I like Chicago's secondary, young and nice. Brisket and Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. I like what the Bears doing on the back end. They got to tighten up the front, but they'll be all right moving forward. But that's neither here nor there. But that's what the Packers did. Aaron Jones had a really good game against the Bears versus week one. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. Week one, you kind of throw that out the book, throw that tape away. It was ugly. But week two, the Packers went to the run game. They went to a more balanced attack, and it worked. Aaron Jones had over 100 yards. Didn't even have 20 carries. Elusive, fast, quick, can cut on the dime. And the Bucs' run defense hasn't been up to its standard. Eventually, it'll get there, right? But just on the first two games, it hasn't been up to what they usually like to have. They consider themselves run stuffers. Teams have made some adjustments. The Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott had 5 yards to carry. I don't know why they didn't keep running the ball with Zeke, and then this past Sunday, the Saints had success running the ball. Ingram had 10 carries for 60 yards. And then they stopped running the ball. They wanted to chuck the ball around. Recipe for disaster. We'll get to that. But the Packers went on a balanced attack, and it was based on the run. And they also put in some zone read RPO type stuff with Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers' mobility allows the Packers to get a little more flexible with the run game. Now, Rodgers is not a scrambler. He's not a Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He's not that type of player. But they do run the concept of a zone read, RPO action. Aaron Rodgers puts it in Aaron Jones' belly or A.J. Dillon's belly, and if he sees something he likes, he pulls it out, fires down the field. And I'll get to the Packers receivers in a second, but I want to come back to the running game. And then you got A.J. Dillon, the bulldozer. So they got thunder and lightning, right? Lightning is Aaron Jones, and then thunder is A.J. Dillon, the battering ram. Hard to bring down one guy. One guy it's hard to bring A.J. Dillon down. Got thighs, got tree trunk as thighs. Might need to test that dude for is he on HGH? I'm just playing something. But A.J. Dillon is pretty good. Nice change of pace running back after chasing down Aaron Jones. Now they throw that guy in there. He runs the pin pull plays in the outside counter sweeps on the outside, or the counter trades, you want to call it. And they still run some zone concepts, but they had to change it up. Some gap runs, some RPOs. And they don't run a lot of RPOs with A.J. Dillon. That's with Aaron Jones. So it's going to be very, very important. Lavonte David, Devin White to get penetration with the Packers run game, because their run offense coming into the game, based on what I've seen with the Bears, okay, I see what y'all doing, which allow Aaron Rodgers to have success through the air. And he's accurate, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. But also what the Packers like to do is they'll have A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones on the field at the same time. Split back, off backs, Jones in motion to the running out to the slot or running out to the outside. It allows the Packers to have formation flexibility. You don't know what they're going to do when they both on the field, because from what I've seen, they both can catch the ball. Now, Aaron Jones is more of a natural pass catcher, but A.J. Dillon can catch the ball too. And they will use both of them in the passing game. Those little dump offs or those little running back screens and motion screens, especially with Aaron Jones. Packers will screen. They will definitely screen. It's very important for our linebackers. Specifically, Devin White, Lavonte David, and then you throw in Antoine Winfield Jr., who I believe is going to play more closer to the line based on how the Packers like to scheme their offense now with Matt LaFleur. Like I said, we'll get to the Packers receivers in a little bit, but I just want to base it on a running game because they got two good running backs and they like to use them running and passing the ball. Get the ball in your guys' hands. And based on how the Packers can't approach the Bears, they started with the run. And they were very successful. And then off that running game, they will throw the running backs the ball. Devin White, Lavonte David, and Winfield Jr. is going to be very, very, and Keanu O'Neal, if he plays, whatever snaps he get, is going to be very, very important inside the box. How do you handle the pin pull, gap scheme, RPO type run game that the Packers use? All three concepts are being used in the Packers run game. It's pretty good. Gap discipline. Logan Hall, you're going to be playing gap discipline. Vita, gap discipline. William Golson, gap discipline. No Akiem Hicks, out for a month with a Liz Frank injury. Shaq Barrett. Now, see, this is what Joe Tryon is going to be important too, because when those Packers run those pulls, I got a feeling they're going to run away from Joe Tryon. Joe Tryon is too disruptive for that type of scheme. He gets up the field so hard. Now, they can use that against Joe Tryon. But to run that pin pull scheme, Tryon gets up the field pretty well. Now, Matt LaFleur might scheme something for Joe Tryon if they do run on his side. You got to get a body on Joe Tryon. If you allow him to line up on the outside and just come off the ball, he's firing off the ball. And that pulling center or that pulling guard, which is usually chips to DN or the 5 technique, and that center tends to get the edge. Or sometimes the center will turn back in and pin the D tackle, which will be Vita Vea. And then the guard, whether it's right guard or left guard, will pull out to get the DN or the outside linebacker. So the Bucs gonna have to be a lot different run games than what they faced the first 2 seasons or the first 2 games. Run defense gotta improve. Now, passing defense Aaron Rodgers is not the quarterback that's going to sling the ball around. You don't have Devontae Adams. It's a wide receiving group by committee. Some sort of like what the Bucs got going on right now. With no Julio, no Evans, who was suspended. Possibly no Julio, but we'll get to that. Evans suspended. Gage hamstring. Iffy. Julio knee. Godwin hamstring. You know what I'm saying? But they signed Cole Beasley. Yada, yada, yada. We'll get to that. But Aaron Rodgers, looking at the injury report, everybody limited participation, blah, 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 questionable. They're all going to play, most of them. But before I even get to the Packers receivers, I want to bring it back to another key member on the Packers O-line, two of them. One came back last week, Elton Jenkins, Pro Bowl lineman. He can play guard. He can play tackle, right tackle. He can play center. He can play both guard positions. I don't know if he can play left tackle. Yeah, but I know he can play both guard positions. He can play center and he can play right tackle. Pro Bowler, Elton Jenkins. He came back last week, blocked pretty well. Now, David Bakhtiari, limited practice today, coming off an ACL injury. Now, Elton Jenkins had an ACL injury and came back before David Bakhtiari. Now, I don't know if he's going to play the All-Pro, two-time All-Pro left tackle, but Elton Jenkins came back a month before him. So it's interesting how that situation, and they're grumbling about it, they're trying to figure out what's really going on with the David Bakhtiari's ACL. He limited practice today. So I don't know if he's going to play or not. I don't know. They might wait another week. They might wait till week 4. But if he does play, that's very important for them. Now, their backup guy, Yash Nigerman, number 73, played pretty well. He was going against Robert Quinn last week. This past Sunday, gave up 1 sack. And for the most part, as I watched the game, Mr. Nigerman, number 73, played pretty decent. Virginia Tech, 3rd year in the league. He played pretty good against Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn had 1 sack, but Robert Quinn didn't affect the game. Now, Robert Quinn last year, he had like 18 and a half sacks, 15, something like that. So we know Robert Quinn is a good pass rusher, and he only had 1 sack. But that's also due to Aaron Rodgers and how he moves the pocket and gets rid of the ball. He know where to go at. He don't take a lot of sacks, yada, yada, yada. But he played pretty well. Now, that's the Packers O-line. Now, their weakness is the interior. Vita, Golson, Logan Hall, Nacho. That's going to be important. Can the Bucs and the blitzing up the middle. Now, this Dak, Cooper Rush, Jameis Winston, nowhere near close to Aaron Rodgers. He's seen it all. He can check out of plays. He can check into them. So the Bucs going to have to play. The Bucs going to have to be more strategic, like the game of chess, versus aggression, because the aggression can be used against them. Because you can't be super aggressive. The Bears, they barely blitzed Aaron Rodgers. Barely. Matter of fact, the Bears and Vikings, the first 2 games, barely blitzed Aaron Rodgers. They said we're going to get there with 4 guys, and we're going to drop 7. And the Bears did that. Absolutely. They did it. They did not want to blitz Aaron Rodgers. I understand why. You understand why. Every quarterback just can't blitz like that, because certain quarterbacks just have that blitz IQ. Aaron Rodgers is smart enough to understand how this works. He's been in the league for a long time. So the curious thing is, will Todd Bowles and Casey Rodgers and Larry Foote put together a game plan that mixes up the blitzing? How are they going to use Devin White in this game? Because we know he blitzes a lot. He'll play coverage here and there. And we'll get to the passing concept in a second, but Devin White. Aaron Rodgers can move. Can throw from any arm angle. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. Now, the Packers receivers, their passing game, interesting. No Devontae Adams. Randall Cobb, Allen Lazard, Sammy Watkins, the veterans he relied on in the Bears game, spreading the ball around. So you really don't know who's getting the ball. So you can't key on nobody. Everybody's an option when they're out. Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, and second-year player Amari Rodgers, the tight end Robert Tonyan. You don't know who's getting the ball. Robert Tonyan, before he got hurt, was emerging as a tight end. Now he's back. Aaron Rodgers threw him the ball. Romeo Doubs, he got the ball. Watkins got a couple catches. Lazard got a couple catches. Cobb is the trusty third down guy. On third down, he likes to go to Randall Cobb, the guy he can trust to be where he's supposed to be. He spreads the ball around to all his receivers. Their passing concept, RPO action, screen passes. He'll throw a lot of those. He did it against the Bears. It's going to be hard to get to Aaron Rodgers unless he's in the pocket going down the field. But the Packers last game, they did a good job mixing their passing concepts up because they know they got some issues on the O-line, specifically in the interior. They had a lot of over concepts. Instead of throwing the ball here, he's throwing the ball over there, over the cornerback's head, the over concepts. The wide receiver clears or holds the cornerback, so we don't know what the coverage is Bucs going to run. Obviously, the Bucs going to mix it up. Man, a little bit of zone, a little bit of cover 3, cover 2 shell, robber, cloud concepts, like the Bucs have done the first couple games, and try to bait you into turnovers or making bad throws. Now, some plays Aaron Rodgers is going to have to make it happen. He's capable of doing that. We've seen that. Tonyan, Vontae David, it's a good matchup. The advantage to me is the Bucs secondary. Coming into this game, the advantage is the Bucs secondary over Sammy Watkins, who's still fast, and Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb. Antoine Winfield, Randall Cobb. I think Antoine Winfield is going to be more close to the line of scrimmage this game. So watch for that matchup. Now, Dobbs and Christian Watson, they're young, talented guys. They'll be okay. But for this game, I think the Bucs secondary, well, I ain't gonna think. I know the Bucs secondary has the major advantage. Major advantage. I'm taking the Bucs secondary or the back 7 over the Packers receivers. Now, like I said, Aaron Rodgers spreads the ball around. But you give me Carlton Davis, who gave up a lot of catches last week. Jamel Dean didn't. So let me find out teams are attacking Carlton Davis more than they attacking Jamel Dean. Carlton Davis got paid the bread, and Jamel Dean didn't. Just saying. Jamel Dean, Edwards, Logan Ryan, Winfield Jr., Keanu Neal, who's basically a linebacker on nickel and downs, nickel and when they in the nickel or the dime package. Because when Keanu Neal's in the game, they're not going to put him out there in open field. So there are some things that the Bucs do tip off defensively to let you know what they're about to do, what type of coverage they're about to run. When Keanu Neal's on the field, he's going forward. They're not going to put him back there with Edwards and Logan Ryan. That's not his game. The Bucs are scheming him and protecting him from being in open field, making decisions. That's not his game. Not at this point. It's kind of like Devin White. He plays better closer to the line of scrimmage than out in space. He plays better chasing concepts or blitzing concepts or 0 to 7 yard concepts. They're good at that. But if you put them in concepts, they got to cover a big space. Keanu Neal and Devin White. You don't want those guys in that situation. That's why Levante David don't blitz a lot. They have Levante David to handle that, the coverage concepts, the coverage aspect still. He's responsible for most of the coverage concepts between him and Devin White. Still, Devin White hasn't quite grasped everything yet, and eventually he should, right? But Levante David's still the cover linebacker, even with Keanu Neal on the field. That's why the Robert Tonyan, Levante David situation is going to be interesting too. Now, if you look at our outside and our slot guy, you got, like I said, Cobb in the slot, Lazard and Watkins. They on the outside. Cobb is in the slot. And then you got your Dobbs and who plays on the outside. Christian Watson plays on the outside as well. And Amari Rodgers is the punt returner, but he doesn't get a lot of snaps in the slot. But they also use the running backs, specifically Aaron Jones, motioning him outside, motioning him into the slot. He's like the knight on the chessboard. You kind of can move him around. A little flexibility with him, that way, go backwards, So I like what the Packers have done with Aaron Jones. They move him around. I like how they use the concept of both of them on the field at the same time. And I don't even know why teams don't do this more, which is interesting. I don't see a lot of teams putting their top two running backs on the field at the same time. Cleveland don't even do it. And they got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. And Kareem Hunt can catch. The Jets should do it with Breece Hall and Michael Carter. They should try it. When you got two backs that's solid, yeah, try it. The Broncos, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Chargers, Austin Eckler and Josh Kelly. Just throwing it out there. James Cook and Devin Singletary. Yeah. The Lions, DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. The Eagles with Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. The Cowboys do it with Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. I'm just throwing that, but the Packers do it quite well too. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bucs handle that two-back set. And sometimes they'll be lying right here, and then Aaron Jones will go in motion, obviously, and then they'll run that zone concept with AJ Dillon. Sometimes they'll pull it out. Aaron Rodgers will pull it out. I've seen it. Watch the tape. Cat and mouse game. Aaron Rodgers, he'll make you do that. And you got to be careful because sometimes he'll put it over your head. The Bears found it out. And the Bears secondary is young and talented, but not good enough. That's where we come in. That's where the Bucs secondary come in at. They've been playing together for 4 years now. Specifically, the Dean, Carlton Davis, 3-4 years. Dean, Carlton Davis, Edwards, Winfield Jr., or Murphy Bunton when he was playing. Offensively, let's get to that side. Start with the Bucs receivers. Godwin is out. Evans is out. Before I go that route, Akiem Hicks is not playing. I don't know how much big of a difference that's going to be, him not playing. Not that much, I don't expect, but I just want to throw that in there real quick. But offensively, receivers, that's where the focus is at, right? Evans is suspended for 1 game. The suspension was upheld by the appeal committee led by James Thrash and Derek Brooks and them. They upheld the suspension. I told y'all, I understand why. Mike Evans has, y'all got to stop blaming everybody but Mike Evans. You got to have some accountability as fans. When your player does something wrong, hold him accountable. That was wrong. The NFL saw it exactly how it happened. The melee happened. I know there's moments up to that led up to the big situation, but Evans was the guy that kind of jump started the whole brawl, the actual physical encounter. He has nobody but to blame himself. So stop making excuses for him getting suspended. See, on this channel, whether you're good, okay, or bad, when you do something bad or do something that hurts the team, the accountability. Accountability is very important. Integrity. Accountability and integrity and character. I'm big on those 3. As a man, as a person. Like I always tell y'all, Mike Evans is my guy. But what he did was wrong. So you can cry and complain and blame Marshawn Lattimore and blame the referees. Mike Evans should have kept his emotions in check. He cost the team a really good player on the field, an effective receiver on a future Hall of Famer will not be on the field because his emotions got control of him. And you want to keep blaming the referees and Marshawn Lattimore. Shame on you, Bucs fans. I got to give you some objectivity, some logic here. That's why I told y'all when it happened, I understand. And the thing about it, that's not Mike Evans as a person. It's only when he plays the Saints. So y'all, we got to ask them, what was he thinking in that moment? I got to put my hands on Marshawn Lattimore. Why? So how about having some accountability towards Mike Evans? You know, that's his fault. You could point the finger at Fournette and Brady instigating, running all the way down the field, which is interesting. Brady don't usually do that, you know, because before the brawl happened, Brady did walk all the way down there to argue with the refs in the vicinity of Marshawn Lattimore. Veteran move, by the way. Veteran move by Brady because he knew Marshawn Lattimore was going to say something. Brady ain't stupid. Brady could have went to the sideline, straight to the sideline, snap his helmet, chin strap, run to the sideline. But he didn't. He went straight down in the vicinity of Marshawn Lattimore, straight down there. Why? Why'd you go all the way down there? Go to the sideline. Go watch the tape, folks. I got all 22. He literally went all the way down there. He literally walked all the way down there. Had no business doing that. To argue a call, you could have went to the sideline and walked down the sideline and got on the ref about that call. Nope. Stay on the field. I'm going to walk all the way down there and argue a call, which I understand, but you could do that on the sideline. Why walk down there and do that? What's triggered Leonard Fournette putting his hands on Marshawn Lattimore first? See, these are the things that fans are not bringing up. The events that led up to Marshawn Lattimore retaliating. If I'm not mistaken, Marshawn Lattimore didn't touch anybody. until they touched him. Nobody talking about that, but that's neither here nor there. Mike Evans, your fault. Your fault. That's the consequences. Behave yourself in the second game, or you'll be ejected again. We're going to see if he learned this lesson, which I doubt it, based on history. And you my guy, Mike Evans. I'm always hard on you, man. Look, Mike, Lattimore got your number. You don't do nothing against him. It is what it is. Don't get mad. Now you're not playing the Packers game, and you are needed. You are needed. The Bucs had to go sign Cole Beasley. $33-year-old Cole Beasley. We are already the oldest team in the NFL. Let's get older. And everybody connecting the Cole Beasley signing to Scotty Miller. And Scotty Miller plays on the outside. Has no connection there. That's more about the guys in the slot. The Gage and the Chris Godwin. Hamstring issues. Both of them. Not 100%. Neither one of them. Brady gotta have a guy in the slot that can get open. Could it be Brady frustrated with Russell Gage? Has anybody thought about that? $30 million in 2 games. Yikes. Remember when I told y'all about Russell Gage? He's going to make some plays this season. But I told y'all he was the second best weapon on a bad team. Let me make sure I Russell Gage is not a bad player. But I told y'all the expectations needs to be reasonable for Russell Gage. Now, nobody was expecting his hamstring to start acting up and eventually he'll get healthy and eventually he'll produce, don't get me wrong. But my expectations wasn't extremely high. That's why I'm not tripping. Russell Gage, what's going on? Because my expectations weren't high. Him and Julio Jones. I wasn't running around here pounding my chest. That's 80 catches apiece. 70 catches apiece. I wasn't doing that. I was being logical about it. I looked at it. Julio Jones, injury prone. At the end of his career. And what did we get already? He missed the game already. The second game of the season. We got 15 more to go. He already missed the game. Russell Gage, hamstring. That has lingered on from training camp. Are you surprised? So it's so bad that we had it. Cole Beasley was begging to get on the Bucs. Brady, can I get on? Sure. And watch. We got the Bucs fans out there. We got Cole Beasley. He's going to be a monster because of Julian Edelman and Damon Amendola and Russ Welker. No. You guys got to stop this. This expectation to be extremely high. My goodness. So now we got Cole Beasley. Now, because you already heard the Bucs should sign Julian Edelman. Remember in the training camp and in the offseason, the Bucs should sign Julian Edelman. What you think this is, the Tampa Bay Patriots? Well, he got to have that. We already know he needs that guy. It was Godwin. Got hurt, coming off ACL injury. He played the first game. Bad throw by Brady cost Godwin a game or two. A low throw. Wasn't Godwin's fault. Had nothing to do with the ACL, really. It was a bad throw by Brady. Nobody talked about that. Oh, they rushed Godwin back. And I said it. I said that maybe they should just wait a couple weeks. Just to be on the safe side. Brady with a crappy throw. Godwin reaches down there because, he like to catch everything. Hurts his hamstring trying to catch a bad ball. But everybody danced around that. Oh, no, I know. I mean, but Godwin got hurt and the training staff. No. How about the bad ball from Brady? Brady is an all-time great, but that was a horrible throw. That cost Godwin a game, possibly this game, and maybe another game. Nobody talking about that. Let's just cover that up. It's no big deal. I don't miss stuff like that. I don't care how great you are. You do something bad, you're getting called out. You hurt the team, you're getting called out. Period. Scotty Miller. Outside receiver. Obviously, Brady's looking for some guys that can get open quickly, unlike Scotty Miller. And I've seen some of you, Scotty Miller, he's Brady's guy. Excuse me. Since when? Since when? Because he made a touchdown catch in the Green Bay game before halftime? That's what y'all hanging y'all hat on? But Scotty Miller, he's Brady's guy. Meanwhile, they signed Cole Beasley for the inside. Because he can't play the inside. Russell Gage, hammy. I don't know. I'm not blaming Gage for his hamstring, but what's going on? $30 million. 3-year contract, $30 million. $20 million guaranteed or something like that, right? High expectations. That's the point I'm trying to make. When it comes to the Gage and the Scotty Miller and the Julio Jones and now the Cole Beasley. How about putting some logic into these signings and what their role is supposed to be, what it's going to be? It is not a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin role. Those are the two main receivers, Bucs receivers, drafted by the Bucs. Those are the guys. The other guys are role players. Period. You having a hard time grasping that? The two main guys, once they healthy, is Evans and Godwin. Period. The other guys are role players. Period. The reason why some of you are emotional and mad because you had high expectations for Julio Jones and Russell Gage and Kyle Rudolph. Now Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley had 82 catches for like 600 yards. So now you think he's going to come in here and get 82 catches? Oh, if he does, it's going to be for 300 yards. The man 33 years old. Small. Good for Brady, right? So what you think, he going to get 70 catches? What you think, he going to have more catches than Chris Godwin and Mike Evans? That's what you're thinking? Because he can get open real quick? He'll have 100 catches for 500 yards? Y'all be killing me, bro. Y'all be killing me with these signings, bro. Told y'all. Even told y'all about that Akiem Hicks. Told y'all about that. Now, as far as the Bucs passing game, it can be successful because the first 2 games, due to a lot of things, timing, injuries, Brady doesn't look really good right now. And I'm going to emphasize that right now. That's it. It's only week 2. I told y'all this. Understand the expectations. It's week 2. We're 2-0. That is the most important thing. The most important thing is the Bucs keep winning. I don't care how they win, to be honest with you. As long as they get that dub, I am good. No complaints over here. And if I'm going to say something about it, it's because I'm going to address some things that they're not doing well. But that's just what it is, because no team is perfect. So I'm going to address some things that they're not doing well. Right now, they're not passing the ball well. I understand why they didn't throw the ball well last game. Top 5 secondary. That's what they went against last week. That's what happens when you play a really good secondary. You can't beat them all. Every throw can't be completed in a touchdown or 60 yards or 40 yards. When you play against good secondaries, this is what happens. Or when secondaries force you to throw the ball and check it down, that means it's your receiver's job to get open. And apparently the Bucs receivers the first couple weeks haven't done a great job doing that as a whole unit because of injuries and the timing is not right. And all those things will get better. It's only week 2. Trust me, that is the last thing I'm worried about the Bucs passing game as far as midterm and long term. I'm not worried about it midterm, long term, but short term is something to talk about because that's why they got to sign 33-year-old Cole Beasley. Is he going to play this game? Possibly. I don't know how much he's going to run, but I don't know. Rashad Perriman, serviceable. He don't play special teams. I mean, Todd Bowles said he special teams, right? I don't see him play special teams. Quite frankly, I'd rather have Tyler Johnson over Scotty Miller. Like I had it on my original roster that I picked. I had Tyler Johnson making the team. Over Scotty Miller. But because Scotty Miller plays such teams. And if I'm not mistaken, the Gunners are D. Delaney and Murphy Button. If Scotty Miller's a special teams guy, then why is D. Delaney and Murphy Button the Gunners? So what kind of bull crap and apple is this, Todd Bowles? So what's really going on? You didn't pull a blind one on me. So you mean to tell me it looked like Brady chose Scotty Miller over Tyler Johnson? And Scotty Miller ain't doing a good job. But he plays special teams. Who are you fooling? Who are you? That's one thing about me. When I smell bull crap, I'm going to bring it up. Oh, he plays special teams. That's the value. That's the added value. And then as soon as you look at the Gunners on the punt return or the punt coverage units, oh, Scotty Miller gunner. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. You kept Scotty Miller. He's a gunner. All right, cool. That's D. Delaney and Murphy Button. What? Todd, did you really lie to us like that? Like, did you really give us a bold-faced lie? This is why I always say I take things as face value. Actions speak louder than words. Literally, straight up, bold-faced lie. Now that we got these injuries at receiver, and Scotty Miller ain't looking so great catching the ball. He was inactive. Was it the first game, right? And then this game, he couldn't handle aggressive cornerback play. He gets bumped all over the place. But hey, he adds special teams value behind Murphy Button and D. Delaney. You're not even a starting gunner. Now, this game, as I circle back to this game, remember, folks, don't take this personal. No team is perfect, not even the Bucs. The good, bad, and ugly. I'm always do that. Everything will not be hi ho, hi hum on this channel. It don't work like that. You should know that by now. Because what kind of channel, what kind of substance would I bring to y'all if I'm only talking about the perfect or the positive things? And everything is daisies and sunflowers and roses and bubbles, and disregard the issues that the Bucs have, just like every team has right now. It's not how this channel works. So if you're looking for the Bucs can't do no wrong, the Bucs are so no, go to somebody else's channel. You're looking for the jokey jokes and all that. No. I say that for the other channels. Y'all can go over there. Now, Bucs passing game going against the Packers secondary. Interesting matchup. The advantage. Now, if the Bucs was healthy, you take the Bucs receivers all day. We already know that. But right now, in the moment, with the Pyramid and Cole Beasley and Scotty Miller and the Russell Gage and I don't know if Chris Godwin's gonna or Julio Jones. I don't know. I'm just going by right now. We don't know. Chris Godwin might sit out one more week. Julio Jones knee, how bad? What kind of? And I think he hurt the knee on the deep ball. Go back and watch the play when he caught that ball and his knee hit the ground. I think that knee hit the ground pretty hard. He didn't wear any knee pads. But the Packers got the advantage when it comes to the Bucs passing attack versus the Packers pass defense. And that's unfortunate because of injuries and suspension. And we definitely don't need to come out of this game with more injuries. Can't have that. Receivers must come out of this game healthy. This game. Now, if you look at the matchups, what receiver we got that can dominate Jaire Alexander? Huh? Okay, cool. Now remember, we're talking about this game. We're not talking about 4-5 weeks from now. We're just talking about this game. Relax. Eric Stokes, pretty solid guy in his second year. Watched him play. Pretty solid. Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. These are not just trash safeties. They're not trash. Solid. As an overall unit, Rasul Douglas in the slot, an aggressive slot player because he played on the outside. So he has cornerback skills playing the slot guy. Big slot guy. So overall, the Packers secondary, say no, they trash. Don't work like that. Now, if we was talking about some other secondaries, yeah, garbage, right? But we're talking about the Packers secondary, which is not bad. Let's get that clear. So I had to get the advantage over to the Packers secondary versus the Bucs receivers at the current state. Relax. Now, hopefully, the Bucs will move the ball through the air. I'm leaning towards it'll look more like the Saints game as far as passing attack versus last year because the first game was not good either. Because the Packers might play coverage and say, we're just going to rush for it. And we about to roll right into the D-line and play the Bucs like the Saints played the Bucs and the Cowboys played the Bucs. We're just going to play coverage. Make Brady make the tight throws. Man-to-man coverage, y'all got to beat that. So far, drop balls, not getting open. So don't be surprised the Packers secondary play extra aggressive, just like the Saints. But like I said, every ball Brady gonna throw is not gonna be incomplete or dropped. There'll be some the guys gonna catch the ball, but can they be consistent throughout the game, and especially in the money downs, the third downs, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. There will be 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 4s. Now, as I transition over to the trenches of the Bucs and the Packers trenches, interesting matchup. Kenny Clark, Rashad Gary, Preston Smith. Devontae Wyatt, I haven't heard anything from him yet, but he's on there too, by the way. Bucs, Donovan Smith, most likely going to play. So that's good for the Bucs. We know about Tristan Wirfs. What do I got to say about Tristan Wirfs? He is that dude. He is him. Not worried about him. Rashad Gary, good luck getting around the T-wall. That's what I'm going to call him, the T-wall. Tristan Wall, the T-wall. You ain't getting around him. Now, Rashad Gary, good play. He's going to be good moving forward. Played at Michigan, by the way. Big Ten country. He'll be fine. But this game, he ain't going to do that. Last game, he played well. Pressures and everything. And so interesting, Kenny Clark, Rashad Gary, and Preston Smith all get pressure on the quarterback. Not sacks, but pressures. Which is good, right? Just like, the Bucs, we'll get to that. Oh, we already talked about it, but you know what I'm saying. Donovan Smith coming back. That's good. T-Wall, we know he's all pro, all good. Shaq Mason, playing good. Hainsley, Luke Gedeke, playing solid, right? For the most part, for being an inexperienced interior, right? Now, last week, they did a pretty good job protecting Brady. But you got to factor in, it was a lot of that. I watched the tape. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, It was a lot of that. So it's hard to gauge, but based on what they're doing, that's good for them. That's good for them based on what they're doing with the scheme, with the offensive scheme right now. You saw the run blocking in week 1, and then you saw the run blocking in week 2. Young guys, no continuity. Not strong enough yet. That's why I told y'all, when y'all saw them run the ball against the Cowboys, I told y'all about the Cowboys front 7, stopping the run. I was on point with that. The tackles wasn't good enough. The D tackles. And the Bucs ran the ball 127 yards, Leonard Fournette, 21 carries. Oh, yeah, woo. Good job. Here come a much better front 7. 24 carries, 65 yards or 67 yards. That's what happens when you play a better front. Now, as I swing over to the Green Bay game, David Montgomery, Iowa State, Big 12 running back. I like him too, but I like Breece Hall better. Breece Hall had 7 carries of 50 yards, by the way. I'm just saying. David Montgomery had a really good game against the Packers run defense. And in the week before that, Dalvin Cook had a good game. So if the Bucs are going to hurt the Packers, once again, the running game should be the focal point. That's where the Packers are weak at. They're not built to stop the run. Their linebackers, DeAndre Campbell or Devon Campbell, and Quay Walker, the rookie from Georgia, who's going to be solid moving forward. But those guys are built to cover because they're fast. They're not aggressive. Packers linebackers are not aggressive at all. I watched the tape. They got bullied by the Bears O-line. David Montgomery, not a bad running back. A lot of yards after being contacted. A lot of yards after contact by David Montgomery, which lets me know that the Packers ain't tackling well. So I'm expecting the Bucs to stick with the formula. Run the ball 30 times, or 25 times minimum, but between 25 and 33 carries as a unit. And particularly Fournette over 20 carries for the third straight week. He can handle it. He's a big boy. He's a big man. That's where the Bucs is going to have the most success at, based on the tape I watched. Slowed it down and everything. The Bucs should have a lot of success running the ball. Now, running style between Montgomery and Fournette is not the same. They both run different. Fournette is faster and he's bigger, right? But Montgomery is more shifty and more. He got the wiggle and the cuts and all that, but he's not fast. But he has great vision. And I just watching the tape, he has better vision than Fournette. And he's more the jump cuts and all that. Fournette is not a jump cut running back. He's a downhill power back, choppy feet. When he gets, and you notice when Fournette doesn't see what he want to see, what does Fournette do? Chop his feet. Montgomery don't do that. Montgomery, he always falling forward. He breaks a lot more tackles than Leonard Fournette. So different type of running backs, but that's neither here or there. That's not the point. The Packers' run defense is not good. I'm pretty sure Byron Leftwich noticed. So don't be surprised there's not a lot of passing yards by our offense, and we get the dub. So all you fantasy folks, don't pick any Bucs receivers. And you might want to hold off on Tom Brady. Don't pick any Bucs tight ends either. But you better pick up Fournette. I'll tell you that much. Because based on tape, I believe the Bucs are going to have a very, very successful game. And I think Rachaad White is going to get some good runs too. Yes, indeed. Rachaad White, let's go, baby. This will be another game, rock'em sock'em in the trenches. Good for Luke Gedeke, and good for Robert Hainsley, and good for Shaq Mason to build more continuity as an interior group running the ball, because pass blocking, the way they are throwing the ball until the guys come back, then you'll start seeing some more shots down the field. And every now and then, don't get me wrong, they'll take some shots down the field in the Packers game, but it's going to be schemed. They're going to have to scheme these shots. Like with the Lattimore, when he got ejected, the touchdown on Rashad Perriman, guess who was on Rashad Perriman? P.J. Williams. If Lattimore don't get ejected, that's Lattimore. Brady don't throw that ball. He throws the ball to Russell Gage, who was open. See how that works? So don't be mad that the Bucs run the ball on first down, run the ball on second down, and get some third downs. And the Bucs need to be more better on third down and in the red zone. Because both games, third down efficiency is bad. Granted, injuries, no continuity, stuff like that. But in due time, third downs will get better. But right now, the Bucs' third down offense is bad. As far as the tight ends, don't expect a lot from the tight ends through the air. 3 catches for 40 yards in 2 games. Kyle Rudolph, $6 million man. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I'm about to say, is it safe? And Cameron Brake can't get no separation. K. Otten, Cole Kef are blocking tight ends right now. That's the easiest thing for them to do, which is great. And they will definitely help with the running game. So, look, they didn't run the ball well last week because it was a top-tier front seven. It's okay. But if you can't stop the run, Good luck beating the Bucs, especially when our receivers get back. And the Packers just don't have the front seven physically. They're not a physical front seven. Special teams. Ryan Suckup, he's going to continue to make his extra points in his field goals, right? He missed one, but that's okay. That's cool. We don't want to see no more, right? As long as it's under 50 yards, because we don't know how he is over 50. I went back and watched. The Bucs did give up a couple of returns, like some lengthy returns, but it wasn't like affecting the game like that because the defense played very well. They got to clean up some things on kick return. Clean up some things. Now, punt return coverage, they're doing a great job. The kickoff return, they just got to clean up a couple things, and they'll be okay. Punt return unit, not punt return coverage. I'm talking punt return unit. Darden had one good return, 17 yards last game. Just stop. Overall, the special teams have not hurt the Bucs. Kudos to Keith Armstrong. Keep up the good work. Now, be careful with Amari Rodgers. Just be careful. But so far, two guys that the Bucs have faced, Cavante Turpin and Devontae Hardy, they've done a great job containing those dudes. D. Delaney and Murphy Bunton, no Scotty Miller. Gunners on punt return coverage. Does Scotty Miller play kick return coverage? Or kick return? Asking for myself. I want to ask y'all because I know, but I want to ask y'all that question. Does Scotty Miller play on kickoff? Kickoff coverage and kickoff return units. Does he play on those? Because we know he don't play on punt return. I'm asking y'all. I got the all 22 playing right here. See, I can always go back and reference. So be careful what you say. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up and check you real quick. See, there we go. Got some answers right there. Because I don't see him on kickoff return. Blocking people. Or running down there to tackle somebody. So once again, Ty Bowles, who are you fooling? He literally told us he offers special teams value, and he doesn't do anything on special teams. But anyway, be careful with Amari Rodgers. Just be careful. And all in all, I got the Bucs winning. Now, before I give my score, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think the score will be for the Bucs and Packers game this Sunday at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time, 3:25 CST? Give me your score predictions right now. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give me your score predictions. Packers coming to the Raymond James. Raymond James. Let's go. Right now. Oh, somebody said 34-17. Good Lord. What offense? We don't have a 34-point offense unless the Packers sugar honey iced tea the bed. Now we can get 34 points, but the Packers defense literally got to be straight trash. 34 points. Yikes. That's okay. All right. I mean, it's cool. Let me see. So we scored 20 points the first game, and then we scored 19. I'm just saying. Hold on a second. Look at that something real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more. Okay, so we got some. So 20s, okay, 24 to 14, 24-7, 17-13, okay. 24-20, 14-7, okay. 26-20, okay, 24, okay, cool. 34-17. I don't know where you get that from, but okay, cool. 19 points and then 20 points. And if you subtract the pick six, that's really 13 points offensively. So I don't see where the 34 points come in at. Offensively. Yikes. $39 points in 2 games. That's an average of a little under 19 points a game. About 19. Yeah, 19 points a game. And so my prediction in a close game. Okay, Bucs offense struggling. Green Bay offense is not that great. Bucs defense is playing out lights out. Bucs Packers defense is okay. Uh, 813 Sports, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since the Pack can't stop the run, it's only need to stop running into blockers and defenders' backs. I see him doing way too much of this on second and third down. He did it a lot in the Saints game. A lot. That's why I said the David Montgomery last week against the Packers rush defense. David Montgomery is a different running back than Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette don't have the shiftiness of a David Montgomery. So it's going to be interesting to see how Fournette runs this game. And we pretty much know what we're going to get with Fournette, how he runs. Power runner. He's more towards a core A.J. Dillon than a David Montgomery. He's not an Aaron Jones type runner. He's not a Kamara or Dalvin Cook type runner. He's not even a Nick Chubb type runner or Kareem Hunt type runner. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, yeah, Fournette got to stop being so choppy at the line of scrimmage. He still does that. He did it a lot in the Saints game. Saints had a lot of penetration, by the way. The O-line did not block well at all, running the ball at all. So my prediction will be, the score will be 23-20, the Bucs. 23-20. And a lot of those points will come in the second half. I think the first half is going to be like, and then the Bucs will figure it out. And I think the Bucs will be up like 23-10. And then the Packers will try to, get a little something going towards the end. But the defense going to shut that down. And I think that might be too many points. The over-under, right? I was leaning towards the 20 to 13 type situation. But all right, so you read my mind. Okay, so yeah, I was looking at the 20 to 13 because of the Bucs offensive struggles. And we don't know what's going on, but 23-20, 20-13, that's about right. So there you have it. That's my prediction, folks. That's it. Bucs versus Packers. Bucs first home game this season after 2 road games. Let's get to 3-0. Let's get to 3-0. Folks, it's a long way to go. One game at a time. The more we win, the more the 17-0 crowd starts to pop up. Oh boy. I can see I can hear it now. The more the Bucs win, the more the 17-0 crowd pops up. I ain't doing it. I'm not even going. The 17-0, the 16-1 crowd pops up. I ain't doing it. I'm sorry. Not doing it, man. I'm sticking with my 12-5. And I'm not changing my predictions, or I'm not changing my schedule breakdown. I know somebody. So, what about changing your schedule predictions? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do the back and forth. Well, this week I had no. What I said before the season start is what I said. Whether the Bucs win or lose those games, it is what it is. How about those? How about that record prediction? Y'all want to change that? You can change yours. That's cool. If you want to go 14-3, 15-2, 16-1, 17-0, by all means, do what you do. But I'm not changing the 12-5. Low end 11-6. Period. So don't ask me that. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Browns versus Steelers tonight. It's a good game. Rock'em sock'em game. Like I said, shouts out to the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Preview of the Bucs versus Packers, or Packers versus Bucs. Packers at the Bucs. Bucs are 2-0. Let's get to 3-0. Remember, folks, we are on the same ship. Whether we disagree or not, we are on the same ship. We all want the Super Bowl. Nobody's perfect. Not even me. Period. I get things wrong. Even my schedule prediction is going to have some slip-ups and some wrong predictions. It is what it is. I'm human. What you want me to do? With that being said, subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. I want y'all to fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag no risk, no biscuit. Hashtag facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Please understand what that means. Facts don't care about feelings at all. Bombs away. Hashtag bombs away. Hashtag stay humble. Very important. Because just as much as you can brag about wins, if the Bucs or when the Bucs lose, be able to take those losses as a fan base. Don't be front runners. Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Tells me a lot. R22. Hashtag possibility versus probability. Hashtag trenches matter. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I'm just here to conversate with y'all. That's it. Hashtag Super Bowl or bust. That's what it is at the end of the day. Last year, Tom Brady, right? Super Bowl or bust. Let's get there. As a team and as a fan base, let's support our team, whether you disagree or not. We're humans. It's okay. I'll see y'all tomorrow with a locker room discussion. Probably going to start there early. How about 3:30? We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling. I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully, right? And if I don't see y'all tomorrow, I'll see live stream on Sunday. Let's have some fun. Buckles lock out. Thursday night football. I got toss-up. I don't know who's going to win that game. It's a toss-up. Jacoby Brissett, Mitchell Trubisky. I guess I'll say Steelers. I'll pick the Steelers. I'll see y'all later. Peace.